Okay. So before that, I want to say hi guys, welcome to our webinar. So it will be like we will use mixed languages. We will use bahasa and also English, but for the but English is the priority of the language. So just for your information, jadi kalian kalau misalnya ketinggalan di sini, kalian juga bisa nonton di live YouTube-nya kayak gitu. So hello everybody, welcome to Campus Sharing Session of Best Partner Education. Yeay. Dan hari ini seperti biasa kita selalu menghadirkan kampus-kampus dari luar negeri untuk berbagi informasi detail tentang jurusan apa yang ada di sana, informasi kampusnya, lingkungan kampus, juga beasiswa yang bisa ditawarkan oleh kampusnya. So today sudah bergabung sama saya, Mr. Jerabel Warren. Hello, Mr. Jerabel.
Hello, how are you?
I'm so fine. What is that? Today is rainy, so yeah, little bit gloomy, but I'm happy. So how are you?
It's winter in Perth and I'm looking, yes, I'm looking out the window, it's sunny, so it's good.
Wow, okay, it's perfect. And you know, winter, I mean, playing with snow is also one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I love
and
summer. Summer is good.
What do you like?
I like summer.
Summer?
Where it's hot, panas.
Oh, summer. Okay. All right. So guys, for your information, Jerabel Warren is Regional Marketing and Communication Manager for North and also Southeast Asian for Stanley College. Ya, jadi for your information, kalau misalnya sesi kita kali ini bernama Campus Sharing Session. Jadi sharing session ini dari BP sebagai representasi dari kampus-kampus atau institusi belajar di berbagai negara termasuk Australia. Jadi kita di sini dengan tujuan memperkenalkan kampus-kampus, memberikan akses dan informasi lebih detail untuk para calon sarjana seperti kalian atau misalnya mau lanjut diploma S1, S2, S3 di luar negeri yang sedang mencari sekolah kayak gitu. Nah, kita juga live di YouTube Best Partner Education. So we will discuss many things. So don't hesitate to ask. Kalau misalnya you don't nanti di di sela-sela kalian boleh kok chatting di sana, type everything question that you want to ask kayak gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya kalian juga mau menanya, it really open for you. Aku akan buka unmute kalian dan kalian langsung bisa ngomong sama expertnya langsung yaitu Miss Jerabel Warren. Okay. Thank you for that little bit introduction. Jadi Stanley College itu kesekeren apa sih guys gitu ya. So Stanley College is an award-winning Australia registered training organization and higher education provider based in Perth, Australia. Jadi ini siapa yang negara impiannya ada Australia. So Stanley College is one of the outstanding college that you can that you can study over there gitu loh. As one of the largest RTO provider in Perth, Stanley College specializes in areas such as English, for vocational educational training, higher education, and also professional year program. Jadi seperti apa sih kampusnya gitu ya? Kita langsung aja nih. Tapi sebelumnya aku mau memperkenalkan dulu Mr. Jerabel Warren. Tadi kita udah sempat perkenalan singkat, tapi sekarang kayaknya mau tanya lebih detail. Oke ya. So we will back to you, Mr. Jerabel. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually really excited today to talk about Perth and Stanley College. So yeah. Please don't be shy. Just ask questions. Would you like me to start?
Okay. Yeah, sure. But before that, maybe our audience is curious about how is Australia right now, especially Perth. Especially about the what is it about the situation during the COVID pandemic? How is it right now?
Okay, so just to give everyone an idea about COVID in Perth, before COVID, Perth is known as the most isolated city in the world. That means we are far, far away from every cities. Since COVID, we have been very lucky because we are very safe, because we are so isolated from all the other cities. We are not that greatly affected. So I'm not sure whether you heard on the news, but the cases in Melbourne, in Sydney, they are spreading quite rapidly. Whereas in Perth, we feel like we live in a bubble. We are very well protected. We are so far away from everyone. The border is still shut. So yeah, there's no spread. There's zero community spread in Perth. And at the moment, everything is as per usual. So I catch public transport to work. We can go on the train, on the bus. Most people don't wear masks over here because there's just no spread. Shopping centers, they're open, restaurants, cafes, everything is open. So international students can get back to their part-time job.
Okay.
And like I mentioned before, currently it's school holidays for the high school kids. So you will see a lot of kids running around doing activities, doing bowling, playing basketball. And yeah, there's no shutdown, there's no lockdown in Perth. So we are very safe here.
Oh, so the school holiday for kids, how about the university and also some kids?
So a lot of the universities, they are not back face-to-face delivery yet because of the COVID shutdown. We are now slowly getting back to face-to-face. A lot of the universities are still delivering courses online. But they are not on holiday. Some universities have deferred some courses, but most of the students are doing online delivery.
Okay. So, I mean, Perth is quite safe, everybody, but how is it Perth and how is it Stanley in the Perth? So let's listen directly from our speaker, Tiara Balawari. Maybe we can start from the presentation. Yeah, it's time for you.
Yeah. So should I start with the presentation?
Yeah.
Okay. So before I dive straight into the presentation, I realized my presentation has got like 45 slides, and I'm not going to go through all of them. There's so many of them. I would like to first introduce myself, a little bit about my history. So I came to Perth many, many years ago as an international student. I'm originally from Malaysia, so I bisa cakap bahasa Melayu sedikit saja ya. When I came to Perth, I came straight from Kuala Lumpur. So I spoke English when I was in Kuala Lumpur, came to Perth, and then I realized I went to Murdoch University, and then I realized I really struggled with the English over here because the Australians speak very quickly. And in Malaysia, we're used to different accent. So I really struggled in my first 6 months when I was in Perth because of the language. But after that, I realized people in Australia are very accepting. They love different culture. So very quickly, the local Australians just embraced me into the culture, into the community. So I didn't feel like a foreigner. I didn't feel like an international student. It was very quickly that I felt like a local. And then, of course, there's Malaysian restaurant, there's Indonesian restaurant, Chinese restaurant. So when it came to food, I wasn't even homesick. So that was how I began my journey in Perth, as an international student. And then after studies, I ended up working with a school which accepted a lot of international students. That school taught English language, where it gave me the opportunity to travel to Indonesia. So I've been to Indonesia probably in the last 15 years now. I've been to Jakarta, Surabaya, Balikpapan, Denpasar, Malang, Yogyakarta, quite a few cities now. So it's almost like second home to me. Love it in Indonesia and love the food and people.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, food always make us homesick, you know. Yeah, where you can find Indonesian food in Perth. Okay, everything is all right. Yes.
So I have been so I have been in Australia for 21 years now. So it's a long time to live here. Perth is home for me. But because I'm still in international education, it makes me feel like I'm still very in touch with the international students, with international population in Perth. So I don't feel that Australian. I still understand, international student and the lifestyle over here. So yeah, that's a little bit about my background. I'll share my screen now so we can look at the presentation I've got for you.
Yeah. So during the process, maybe I will ask, what is your favorite, what is that, Malaysia or Indonesian food that always makes you miss?
I've been to Denpasar quite a few times. I've been to Bali quite a few times. The roast duck there is really nice. The deep fried roast, the deep fried duck.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you call duck bebek?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, so good.
Yeah, it's so good, right? I also like duck. It's we call it, is it lamongan? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the same, but there is a traditional food place over here. It's a food court that sell also dry, deep fry duck. We call it bebek goreng.
That's the place in Bali that's very popular. It's called Bebek Tepi Sawah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it's
something
name, right?
like that.
Maybe Tepi Sawah is the brand of the name, the brand of the bebek. So
yeah.
they call it bebek Tepi Sawah. Okay, well done. Okay, so welcome to Stanley College right now. Sorry, everybody. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yes, as you can see the screen, welcome to Stanley College. And I shall dive straight into it. So before we talk about Stanley College, let's talk a little bit about Perth, because I understand a lot of international students, when you travel, you choose the city first, the city of, you choose your destination. And then once you've decided on the city, you then find what school is in that city. So let's talk a little bit about Perth. First of all, one thing that I brag about Perth is the weather. The weather in Perth is superb, because we get probably out of the whole year, we probably get 300 days with really good weather. And our spring, summer, autumn is beautiful. In winter, we don't get snow, so it doesn't get too cold over here. So we have beautiful sunny weather, the relaxed lifestyle. I'm not sure whether you've heard about it, but people in Western Australia, so Perth is a city in Western Australia. People in Western Australia are known to be very laid back, very chill, So that's the kind of lifestyle that that sometimes money can't buy lifestyle like that.
Yeah. So that's why one of our love story, it's Love in Perth. Yeah, the title of our love story. Yeah, maybe because of how lovely is Perth, right? Yeah.
It is. Have you been to Perth?
Not yet. Not yet. Oh,
yeah, you're going to add that on your list.
Yeah.
Add that on your list to travel, because it's such a beautiful city. I can't imagine myself living anywhere else. And because it's along the coast, so Western Australia, we have beautiful beaches along the coast in Western Australia. Then, of course, there's a vibrant economy from, we've had the mining boom. There's always something happening in Perth. Of course, after the mining boom, there's a hospitality boom. They're building a lot of hotels. If you look at the screen in front of you, that's Elizabeth Quay, and that's the city skyline. And it's just constantly growing. There's, new development. So there's a lot of job opportunities. it is rated as one of the top 10 most livable cities in the world for the past 13 years. So this is compared to all the other cities, including Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, and all around the world. Australia's least expensive cities. So at the side over here, you will see Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Perth. Perth is most affordable out of all those cities. So this is just Perth in a nutshell. I haven't included a lot of other photos, which I should. Let me see if I can bring out a video.
Okay, I hope it will be running well, right?
Okay. You don't have to worry, don't have to, wait, let me stop share. You don't have to look at the, worry about the sound. Cool. Let me see.
Oh, I just realized that your background is Perth, right?
Yes.
I just realized it. Okay. Beautiful.
All right. Can you see the video that's that I'm playing?
Not yet. It's still the, what is that? The file. You still open the file.
Oh, okay. If I can't open this, then I won't worry about it. Yeah, actually, I'll go back to the PowerPoint for now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing I would like to talk about. Oh, wait. Can you see the PowerPoint in front?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Another thing that I like to highlight about Perth is the public transport. So the two things I would love to highlight is international students will get approximately 40% discount on public transport. So as a citizen myself, I don't even get that sort of discount. I have to pay full fare, but international students get a really good discount. And the public transport here is safe, clean, and on time. Very, very punctual. And when you go into the city, if you can have a look at this map on top, this is a map of our CAT. We call it this. I can't remember what CAT stands for, but it's the free bus that takes you around in the city. We have the yellow CAT, the red CAT, the green CAT, the blue CAT, and these are all free. So as soon as you get into Perth City, you can just travel around for free on these CATs.
Nice. Very nice.
That's it. You have to come to Perth.
Yeah, what is the meaning of blue, green, red?
So the red CAT takes you to a different part of the city. So this is Perth city center. So say if I want to go to this point over here, I know to catch a red CAT. But if I want to get to this point, I know to catch a yellow CAT. So I work around here. This is where Stanley College is. So I catch a train into the main train station, and then I catch a red CAT into the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. You guys got it. Let's experience it.
So this is the video that didn't play or doesn't play. So I'm going to skip to so why choose Stanley College? We've talked a little bit about Perth. Now let's talk about Stanley College. So as Yiren has mentioned before, Stanley College is one of the biggest private provider in Perth. And we've been around for about 12 years now.
Wow.
And yes, and we specialize in vocational training. So vocational training is more hands-on, skill involved. And we also have our higher education, which is for a bachelor's degree. So these are some of the highlights of the benefit of choosing Stanley College. We are highly recognized and we have won a few awards, and I just pressed the wrong button. Our courses, we have quite a lot of courses over here. We've listed down 29 nationally recognized qualification. We are conveniently located in near public transport. So we have 3 campuses in Perth City. We have weekday and weekend classes, class options. For some courses that you choose, you will get weekend timetable. And then, of course, a lot of our vocational training courses, we have work-based training and internship component in it. Our diplomas are recognized by universities, and students who have completed our diploma can continue into our bachelor's degree as well. We have weekly social, sporting, and cultural activities, except at the moment because of COVID, we are not doing a lot of activities at the moment. We have a ping pong table, and a lot of our students like to play table tennis when they have their break. But as the weather warms up, because it's winter, you know, people don't like to go out as well. Yeah. But as the weather warms up, we will start planning a lot of outdoor activities. And then, of course, last but not least, we have all our staff are highly qualified and experienced, and they are they're experienced within the industry. So when we have a trainer in commercial cookery, the trainer has got years and years of experience as a chef. So these are our campuses. You can see the background there. That's Perth metro area. There is a river here that's called the Swan River, and then there's Perth City. The blue cat and the red cat, yellow cat, they all run within Perth City. So Northbridge, that is our Perth City campus. And then I work at the West Perth campus where I catch the red cat, and that's there. And then about 15-20 minutes away, we have another campus called the Mirrabooka campus. So Stanley College started with only 200-300 students 12 years ago, and now we have 1,500 students, so 1,500, and still growing. Yeah, and we want to double that. We want 3,000 students.
Yes, we should. Okay.
So these are some of the facilities that we have on campus. So WP stands for West Perth Campus, PC, Perth City Campus, and then Mirrabooka is M. So you will see classrooms. Of course, we have classroom on all three campuses, computer labs on all three campuses. And then we have our own commercial kitchen, which something that I'm very, very proud of. And I love to showcase our commercial kitchen. So hopefully I can show you that video. We have student lounge. So that's more like a cafe area for, like a canteen area for students. Yeah. We have our own cafe. It's like a restaurant. So that's where our students get to practice how to make coffee, make cocktails, serve guests. So that's at our Perth City campus. Alfresco area is just outdoor dining area. We have prayer rooms. So we have to accommodate our Muslim students. So we have prayer rooms on all three campuses. And we have a creche at the Mirrabooka campus. In Indonesia, do you call it creche or do you call it daycare center?
Can you explain a little bit what is creche?
Okay, so creche is like a playroom for little kids, like a daycare.
Okay, all right. We call it playground.
Playground, yeah.
Yes, playground and also kindergarten.
Yes. But creche, so kindergarten, there's like formal education. Creche is more like babysitting, you know, if the mom wants to study, the mom wants to go shopping or something like that, they put, you know, the kids can hang there. So we have our own creche in the Mirrabooka campus. And then we have our library at the West Perth campus.
Okay.
So these are some of our courses. Actually, yeah, these are all our courses we have at Stanley. We have general English, business and management, hospitality, health, early childhood education, higher education. So higher education then enters into the degree, bachelor's of, you know, business. Professional year program for students who have done their formal qualifications, say if they have done a degree in accounting and they want to, you know, find a job in the industry, but they don't have enough experience, they can do our professional year program where we do internship in there. And then we have short courses and workshop. So I won't talk about all these courses today. I will highlight the ones that are popular and probably popular amongst Indonesian students. Okay. Before I start into our courses, any questions for now?
So far, so good. I just want to confirm before the slide before, the previous slide, I mean, maybe our student familiar student lounge with the food court. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Food court.
Yeah, canteen and also canteen. Yes.
Canteen, yeah. So over here, al fresco, it's like outdoor. So it's not inside. Al fresco, they usually have a little shade, table and chairs. And that's something you will notice the Australians, we love our sun. We love to sit outside because there's fresh air. Especially in Perth, you don't get a lot of air pollution, even in the city. So if you go into the city, you will see just people sitting outside cafe areas. So a lot of al fresco dining.
Okay, I got it. So far, so good. I have no question.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
So a lot of my slides are very text heavy, so I won't read them because to be honest, a lot of this is on our website. So I will just explain roughly what it is. A general English course. We have our own general English course because some students, when they want to study at Stanley, their English is not strong enough. So before they can enter into our Certificate 3 or Certificate 4 course, we need to brush up on your English. The reason why English is important is because it's the foundation of your studies. If you don't understand what the lecturer or the trainer is talking about, then you can be the best mathematics student, but still not score well because you don't understand what the question is. So we have to make sure that our students have a good foundation in language before they start our vocational training courses. The good thing about our general English, it's Monday to Friday. We have intake every Monday, so students can start any Monday. There is a minimum of 4 weeks, and you can study for as long as you need to achieve your level before you start your vocational training.
Okay, can they start it like together? They started the general English also and also take the vocational training at the same time?
Most of the time people don't do it because this is how it works. So to do your vocational training, for example, you need IELTS 5.
Okay.
So if someone comes in and tests their English, they're only at IELTS 4.5, then we give them maybe 2.5 months of English course before they achieve that level to start the vocational training. So you don't study English and vocational training together. It's always English first, then vocational training.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So this is to give you an idea of the business and management courses that we have. We have a Diploma of Business. So a Diploma of Business is equivalent to your after year 12. So SMA3.
Really? Oh.
Oh no, not equivalent. You have to finish your SMA3 before you go into Diploma of Business.
Yes, yeah. We did it.
Yeah. And then after the diploma, we have the Advanced Diploma of Business. Otherwise, the next option is Diploma of Leadership and Management, then Advanced Diploma of Leadership and Management. Then if students want to upgrade their qualification, they can do the Graduate Certificate in Strategic Procurement or the Graduate Diploma of Management Learning. The Graduate Certificate and Graduate Diploma, they're actually at postgraduate level. So they are higher than a bachelor's degree. So let's talk a little bit about the Diploma of Business. It is a 1-year qualification. The good thing about, the difference between vocational training and higher education. So vocational training starts from Certificate 1, 2, 3. At Stanley, it starts at Certificate 3, Certificate 4, Diploma, Advanced Diploma, and then it gets higher. At a university, you are studying a degree and you have to study the degree in, say, 3 years straight. If you don't complete that 3 years, you don't get any qualification. In vocational training, you can study Certificate 3, Certificate 4, and a diploma, upon completion, say if you finish it in two years or 3 years, for every level you get a qualification. So if you only end up studying for 1 year, you will get that qualification. Okay. So with the Diploma of Business, it is a 1-year program, but it only runs for 2.5 days a week. So as an international student, and most international students work part-time in Perth, will have a part-time job. So this is a very good and flexible timetable because it's only 2.5 days a week. It gives you time to take on a part-time job as well. Yeah. We have installment payment plan for students. And as you can see, you need to finish your year 12, which is SMA 3, and you will need approximately IELTS 5.5 to start the Diploma of Business. So most diploma courses will ask for IELTS 5.5. Now, what are your career opportunities or career outcome when you finish a Diploma of Business? You can work as an executive officer, a program consultant, program coordinator. It's quite office driven. The advanced diploma is very similar. It is 1 year as well, 2.5 days a week. But of course, with this qualification, when you apply for jobs, you are looking at a slightly higher position like a senior administrator or senior executive. I always list down installment plans for our students because we know it's hard to pay the whole lump sum at once sometimes. But when students are already in Perth, if you are facing financial difficulties, we always look at a case-by-case basis to assist our students. The Diploma of Leadership Management, this is a slightly longer program. This is 1.5 years. It's listed 78 weeks, but again, it's 2.5 days per week. This is quite a good course because leadership and management, even though it's quite broad, but you will find it very useful in a workplace environment, like how to deal with people, how to lead a team. And I've listed down the career opportunities. Again, this is all on our website. The reason why I'm not rushing through, but I'm just going through quite quickly is because there are quite a lot of courses there. And then we can come back here and then you can ask more questions about it. Similar to the Advanced Diploma of Business, the Advanced Diploma of Leadership Management, same requirements, slightly longer, which is 1.5 years of studies. And it gives you different career opportunities like area manager, department manager, and regional manager for career outcomes. So this one is the postgraduate level. At the moment, I probably won't go through this with you because it's not something that's going to be that popular. You'll probably want this when you're already in Perth. So I'm going to skip this one and skip this one. Now this is our star course of Stanley College, the commercial cookery. Stanley College started off with the commercial cookery, so it's very popular and very well known in Perth. So a lot of our students end up getting jobs in Perth. So in our commercial cookery pathway, we have the Certificate 3, Certificate 4, Diploma, and Advanced Diploma. I'm going to try to share this video because I think it'll be a real shame if you don't get to see what we have on campus. Let me see. Okay. Let me try to share this screen now, okay? And please tell me if you can see the video. Oh, where's my video? How am I doing with time?
Yeah. We will
Do I have
answer. Yes. Hello?
Hello, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see my video here. What a shame. I'm going to try to play it on my PowerPoint and see if it plays.
Yeah, I think it's
So,
better with PowerPoint, right?
yeah. Can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yeah, I can see your PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to play this. Can you see the video?
Yes, I can see the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the Stanley College commercial kitchen. Whoops.
Okay.
So you saw
I
that
want
video?
it. Yeah, I see the video.
Yep.
I want it. That means I want to practice. Yes.
So I'll tell you what, it's becoming so popular ever since there's MasterChef, programs like that. And more people are interested in, commercial cookery because the interest for cooking is just growing.
Yes.
So the reason why I say I'm very proud of it is because we have 2 commercial kitchens on campus. So some schools who have commercial cookery course, they don't even have their own kitchen. They have to hire a kitchen at a hotel so their students can practice.
Yeah. So
Yes. Whereas, yeah. So we have 2 commercial kitchens, and in front we have our own restaurant.
Yeah.
So our students, yeah. So our students get to cook and prepare the food. Then our hospitality students get to serve, and then we get to enjoy. So
It's nice.
I'll start.
I mean,
It is.
after you practice, then you can serve your food at the restaurant, right?
Yeah. We used to open the restaurant to general public, but because of the COVID, we have closed the restaurant. So the restaurant is just for private use at the moment. So whenever I have meetings with agents or with clients, I can just bring them in, and then I'll get free coffee and food and cake and all the stuff.
Oh, it's a free coffee for the staff and also for the
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah. And I get
That.
hot chocolate. Yeah. So we're very lucky, very spoiled there.
Yeah, hot chocolate nice for the winter, right? Yes. Okay.
So we have the Certificate 3 in commercial cookery. So Certificate 3 is very important. It is compulsory for students who want to study in commercial cookery because in Certificate 3, that is the most basic. They learn all the fundamentals of commercial cookery in Certificate 3. They learn how to hold the knife properly. They learn how to chop and dice and, prepare food in the kitchen. So this is where most of the students will start. Academic entrance is only year 10. So students who are in SMA 1, is that right? I think you have to unmute. You have to unmute your.
Sorry, yeah, benar. So, can I transform in bahasa? Jadi, teman-teman sertifikat 3 itu sama halnya dengan kelas 10 di SMA. Jadi, kalau dari sekarang tuh misalnya udah kelas 10 SMA udah bisa nih nyicil untuk ikut sertifikat 3. Kayak gitu, right? Sertifikat sertifikat 4 itu equal with SMA 2 and SMA 3, is it right?
Yeah. So the Cert 4 is actually at year 12 level.
Yeah.
Cert 4 is at year 12 level. Certificate 3 is year 11 level. So if a student has completed year 10, they can go into our Certificate 3.
Okay. Nah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ya, di,
Yeah.
di sini kan, I'm sorry, I will
It's
transfer
okay.
in
It's okay.
bahasa ya. Kita kan juga SMA kelas 10, kelas 11, kelas 12 gitu kan. Nah, mereka juga di Australia juga sama. Jadi mereka kayak kalau udah di level ke 11 itu udah bisa ambil sertifikat 3, udah level yang ke 12 bisa ambil sertifikat 4. Iya, sekitar begitu. Ya, for your information. So, because our what is that? In terms of certificate 3 and 4 is quite new for most of the students in Indonesia. That's why I need to highlight it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So as you can see, the course entry requirement is all listed there. The level of English. Now we have our free English testing on our website. So students who have, if they haven't done their IELTS, don't worry about it, because you can use our free English testing for us to test their English level.
Yeah.
I've listed down which campus it's on, but generally this is the most exciting part, because they study the theory on campus and then they come into our kitchen to do the practical. And our students get to access the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre in Perth. So our biggest convention centre in the city, Stanley College students will gain access into it to use the kitchen. So instead, in a restaurant, you are cooking 1 or 2 dishes, yeah? But in a convention center, you get to expose to 200 dishes. Like you have to prepare 150 of the same dish. They have to all look the same. So our students get to have that sort of exposure. So by the time they finish, they are well and truly experienced and confident that they can get employment.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So in the commercial cookery, there's this thing called the work-based training. So it's very similar to internship, but it's not paid. So students don't get paid. For this one, I think for about 2.5 months, they get to work in a real restaurant, serving real food to real customers. So that is job placement that we organize for the student. So we call that the work-based training. So everything from theory, practical, and work-based training, it's done in 1 year, so 52 weeks, and it takes about 2.5 days per week of class lesson. So again, the school fees I've listed there. Now, students who have completed the Certificate 3, they can get a part-time job as a cook in the kitchen already. Okay. So the next level up is Certificate 4 in commercial cookery. Entry level, we say, is year 11. However, there is a course prerequisite, which is a completion of Certificate 3. So as I've mentioned before, every commercial cookery student must come in at Certificate 3 level, unless they have done Certificate 3 in commercial cookery somewhere else. But they have to do that as a foundation. Again, this one has got theory and practical, but no work-based training. This one is all done in 26 weeks, so that's 6 months. And when students have upon completion, they can then become a chef in a restaurant. So right after Cert 4, they do the Diploma of Hospitality. Now this one, it's a 6-month course. This one doesn't have work-based training as well, but it still has the practical for it. So this is where they learn to plan their menu. There's more management involved than in the kitchen, chopping and cooking and dicing things. When it comes to hospitality management, it's more managerial skills that you need. You need to plan your staff. You need to plan how many people in what station, how many people to work on different dishes. So things like that is all done in the Diploma of Hospitality Management. So as you can see, career opportunities, kitchen manager, how to organize and manage people. The Advanced Diploma of Hospitality Management just gives them a higher qualification, which means when they start looking for work, they can be executive chefs, head chefs, and working for bigger restaurants or bigger companies. This is a 1-year course. So for the whole duration, the whole pathway from Certificate 3 to Advanced Diploma is 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all package, right? From the Certificate 3 until the Advanced Diploma, it's 3 years.
Yes, that's right. So I've put some of our partners over here. So these are some of the big hotels, restaurants that are quite popular in Perth. You probably know Novotel, but most of these are just popular in Perth. Then, of course, the food and beverage comes under the hospitality as well, except food and beverage is out of the kitchen, is in the restaurant. So you have commercial cookery, which is in the kitchen, and then you have food and beverage, which is out of the kitchen. Over here, students have 2 options. They can start from Certificate 3 in hospitality and then go into the Diploma of Hospitality Management. Otherwise, students also have the option of going straight into the Diploma of Hospitality Management, but they just have to study a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, and then they can both enter the Advanced Diploma of Hospitality Management. I'm going to skim through very quickly with the slides. I find the slides a little bit wordy. So the Certificate 3, this is actually 6 months. There's a typo here. It's 6 months, not 1 year.
Okay.
And that's why it's 5. Yeah, that's why it's 5,200. So generally, the course at Stanley College is approximately 10,000 a year. Okay. What have I done? So 3, and then the Diploma of Hospitality Management. This is option 1. You will see option 1 is 36 weeks, which is the one where they have to study Certificate 3, and then they package with the Diploma of Hospitality Management. Alternatively, they can do option 2, where they can go straight into our Diploma of Hospitality Management. However, it's 52 weeks, so it's a longer duration of study. They learn the same thing. Okay, and then again, if they want to upskill, they can do the Advanced Diploma of Hospitality Management. It is a 1-year course. Prerequisite is they need to complete the Diploma of Hospitality Management. So that's the part for hospitality, and now we are entering into the health. So the Certificate 3 in individual support, specializing in aging, and soon we're going to bring in disability as well. This is becoming a very popular program, especially since COVID. We are short of skills employees in Australia in this sector. So people, international students who come to Perth, if they do this as just like a part-time course, and then when you finish, the salary is very attractive. So yeah, to work in an aged care facility, you're looking at minimum $30 an hour.
Yeah, higher than the average, right? The average is like 17 to 20.
That's right. Yeah. So you work in hospitality is about, maybe $17 in hospitality. If you work as a cleaner, maybe closer to 20. But if you work in aging support or aged care, it's about 30 or more. So it's a very handy qualification to have as an international student. Entry level is quite low. It's only year 10 completion. But most of the students we have at the moment, they are students who are already here in Perth, international students studying their degree, but they want to get a part-time job in aged care. So they come to Stanley to do this course. It is 3 days per week, and it's available in West Perth, Perth City, and Mirrabooka campus. And it's only in 6 months. And we also do placement. So students will have about 1 month of placement in a real aged care facility. So they will come to Stanley, do their theory, do a practical, and then do their work-based training. Now, at Stanley, we have our own campus. We call that the health ward, where we have equipments for them to practice. I think the next slide will be the video. I'm just going to play this video very quickly. Let me know if it doesn't play, okay?
Okay, it's play.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's to give you an idea of what the facility is. Yeah. So those equipment, they're not cheap, but you know, we need those equipment on campus so that our students can practice before we send them out to real aged care, because we don't want them to have accidents, you know, especially dealing with elderlies. So they come to our campus, they keep practicing on this equipment. They start with the dummy first, and then they practice with each other. I think that's really important for our students to gain more confidence before we send them out to the workplace. So that's hospitality out of the way, and then the health out of the way, and then now we have the early childhood education. At Stanley, we have the Certificate III and Diploma of Early Childhood Education. I believe the next one is going to be another short video just to showcase our campus facilities. The reason why I like to show this video is because it's just more interesting than wording. And you can see the type of facilities we have. So this is our creche on campus. So they have to practice on each other. So that is based at our Mirrabooka campus. As you can see, Stanley is quite big, and we have quite a lot of this sort of facilities for our students. So on pre-COVID, before there was COVID, our students, some of them have children, and they can actually bring their children to use our facilities for $10 a day. The daycare centers in Australia, they charge average $95 a day. So for our own students, they come, they just pay $10, they get to see their kids on campus. So it's a facility to help our on-campus students with their children, as well as students who are studying early childhood education, where they get to practice their skills with little kids.
Oh yeah, okay, that's the creche you said before, right? The creche.
That's right. Right. So that's a creche.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have the Certificate III in Early Childhood Education and Care. Upon completion of this program, you can get jobs in early childhood education as an assistant, family daycare carer. Daycare is very popular in Australia because unlike Indonesia or Malaysia, where you have kakak and pembantu, in Australia, there's no such thing. In Australia, both parents have to work. So we leave our kids in daycare. It's a very common thing. So there's daycare centers everywhere.
Yeah, that's why the program is also really popular, right?
It is very popular. And after the Certificate 3, students can go straight to the Diploma of Early Childhood Education and Care. Again, very similar, except upon completion, they get a higher level of career opportunities. So they can become a daycare center manager or supervisor role. With this one, I would like to emphasize for both Certificate 3 and Diploma, they get, let me see if it's in, okay, I should mention in here that they also do job placement. So they do theory, and then they learn the practical, where they use the creche for practical training. And then when they have finished that one, we send them to a real daycare center to work for 4 weeks or 1 month. Once they have gained that experience, then they become fully qualified. So that is all for our vocational training, and now we enter into higher education. Higher education, at the moment, we have the Bachelor's of Business. Our Bachelor's of Business is the same as any degree you get at Curtin or Murdoch or any other universities in Western Australia. It is a 3-year degree, but students who have studied our diploma, they can do this in 2.5 years instead of 3 years. So they will gain 6 months of credit in our bachelor's degree. Now, the most attractive part about our bachelor's degree is the price, 16,500. So if you go to Curtin University or some of the other universities in Perth, you are looking at minimum 25,000 for 1 year. Curtin goes up to about, I think, 28,000 for their Bachelor's of Business, but it's approximately that amount. So when you study at Stanley College, you are looking at saving around 10,000 a year. So that times 3 is a lot of money to save. Now, why would you choose the Stanley Bachelor's degree? Not only because of the price, but we also integrate internship in the final year. So for the 3rd year students, they get to do internship as part of their course as well. So we integrate that sort of work-based training into their studies. So when students have completed their degree, they are more exposed to workplace, and they will have some working experience. Now, I studied 3 years at Murdoch University, and I got a bachelor's in marketing and the media. But it was very, very difficult to find employment at that time, because a lot of employees in Perth, they want to see that you have experience. You can come to them and show them MBA or whatever degrees that you have, or postgrad degree, but if you don't have any working experience, it's very hard to find employment. And that's why Stanley incorporates a lot of work-based training into our course delivery, because we know how important it is for students to be experienced. Once you have that experience, then the employers will go, oh, okay, at least you understand what it's like to work in a real workplace. So that's how we set our Bachelor's of Business apart from the other universities. So those are all the courses that I'll be talking about today. Just to highlight our English placement test, it is available on our website. If you go to our website under student information, you can search and you can find the English testing there. That's something that I can send to Yiran.
Yeah.
And these are just some of the activities that we do with our students, or sometimes we recommend our students to do. So barbecues and picnic, that is so popular. Barbecue in Australia is so popular. People would just go barbecue anywhere on the beach. They go to a park. It's part of the lifestyle in Perth. Then, of course, there's courses and tours fishing, swimming, because we have a lot of water, a lot of ocean in Perth. So we do that a lot. Yeah, I personally, my highlight in Perth as an international student was I did my scuba diving license.
Wow.
That's the best thing I've ever done. And till today, I still go scuba diving. And when the weather is good, I just take about 7 minutes drive to the beach and go snorkeling with the kids. So that's the lifestyle over here. And I would love international students to come here and not get stuck with the shopping and the iPad and the technology. I would love to see students exploring Perth as a city.
Yeah,
and
back to nature. Yeah.
back to nature, exactly. So here are some of the events that we have had on campus. I don't know if you can see this. This is a quokka, quite popular, very popular animal. It looks like a miniature kangaroo. And quokka is only available in Western Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have a lot of cooking events, like catering events on campus as well. But yeah, that's it for my presentation. So while I'm here, let's open up for some questions.
Yes. Okay. Let's open up for some question, but I already prepare some important questions. According to the scholarship, maybe the students can get or students can propose to Stanley College. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe you can share any information about that.
Yeah. So at the moment, we don't have a blanket scholarship. Say, I'm giving 5,000 out to anyone, but
Okay.
I'm looking at a case by case basis, because the market at the moment is quite uncertain because of COVID. So we don't know when the border is going to open. So with application, I'm more than happy to look at them individually. In saying that, one of the scholarship that I sent out recently is for August intake. So this August, we're going to start online delivery for 1 semester because the Perth border is still closed. So we can't have students in Perth at the moment. So they can do this online, and the scholarship is 50% for that first semester. So this one applies to everyone applying offshore and who are not in Perth. Yeah.
Okay, so
it's 50% scholarship for their first semester starting in August, this August.
This August, only for 2020 intake?
Only for 2020 intake, because our government are not letting anyone into Perth at the moment. Our border is still shut. Yeah. So the school fee, I'm going to give you an idea. So the discount is about 4,000 plus.
Okay.
Yeah, because 1 year is 16,500. 1 semester is 8,000 plus. So half of that is 4,000.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's quite a generous offer. So students who have applied for the online, when they have completed, they can then continue semester 2 in Perth when the border is open. And that will start in March. Yeah.
Okay. So for the first semester, they will study online. And after that, the second semester and so on, they can come to Perth when the border is open, right? So everybody don't need to, don't need to postpone their study because of the COVID outbreak.
That's right. That's good. And also, to apply for the student visa, you need a confirmation of enrollment. So we are accepting just $1,000 to get the confirmation of enrollment.
Okay, $2,000. Sorry.
So a lot of the courses you have to pay one term or one semester to get your confirmation of enrollment to apply for your student visa. So if I ask for a full semester payment, it's $4,000. But because of COVID, we are reducing it to 1,000. So it's like a 1,000 deposit instead of 4,000 deposit. So students just need to pay the $1,000 first, get the confirmation of enrollment, go and apply for your student visa. And while you're doing that, you can pay the remaining term.
Okay, it's very generous offer. Yes.
Yeah,
It is. I will transform in bahasa. Jadi teman-teman kalau untuk sekarang kalian bisa kok dengan deposito $1,000 udah bisa apply untuk ke Stanley College. Jadi dengan $1,000 itu udah bisa dapat LOA dan COE juga. Nah, so you don't need to nanti ketika kelasnya akan dimulai baru deh kita lunasin semua gitu. Jadi it's a very generous offer for you guys. Jadi kita I think Stanley sangat mengerti dengan keadaan sekarang. So yeah, don't hesitate to apply. So the next question is like, what is the most favorite program in Stanley?
Sorry, can you please repeat that again? What's the...
Oh, yeah. So we go to the next question. It's from Christian. He said, what is the most favorite program in Stanley? Yeah, I mean, what is the most course, diploma, etc. Yeah, maybe diploma or bachelor. What is the most favorite program chosen by the students?
Okay, so usually when we talk about favorite or popularity is by faculty. So the most popular one is the commercial cookery. Okay. Students love it. Like the health, the Certificate III in individual support is popular as well, but that's just a short course. For offshore international students, before they come to Australia, they need to organize student visa. They normally apply for a course that's like 2 years or 3 years. They wouldn't apply for just 6 months, because it's expensive to get student visa. So the commercial cookery is by far the most popular because it's interesting, it's challenging, exciting, and it's a well-established course. And is in demand as well. So upon completion, once they have gotten their qualification, they can then get a part-time job. So it's like study and work, get pocket money, it's all round. So most popular course is commercial cookery.
Yeah, agree with that. I believe like it's really enjoy to study about the commercial and the cookery. Yeah. You meet food and then you eat and then you serve everybody and see how happy they are when they eat your food. Yeah, it's so happy.
Yeah, I am about to interview one of our Indonesian students. Is originally from Denpasar. She's doing our Certificate IV at the moment in commercial cookery, and she is so passionate about food. If I ask her like, oh, tell me a little bit about what you're doing, she will spend half an hour just talking about what she's learned and how she's going to do it. And because Indonesia is known for your food is, Indonesian food is very tasty. So what she's doing now is she's coming up with menus to incorporate the French cooking technique with Indonesian flavors in the food. So I hope to interview her very, very soon with a video. Hopefully she can speak in Bahasa and share it with everyone, because you have to hear it from her to hear how passionate she is about food.
Okay, where is she from? Which part of Indonesia?
Denpasar.
Oh, Denpasar?
Yeah. Bali.
Okay, Denpasar is Bali. All right. Okay, I don't know it. Okay.
So Denpasar is the Bali. That's what I know.
Yeah. Okay. So I think our time is already over, Miss Yorobel Warren. So thanks for the presentation. I believe there are still a lot of questions from the students, but if you guys need to know about more information about Stanley, you can reach me, and you can also reach Miss Yorobel Warren. I will welcome you to help you with your curiosity about the Stanley College. Yes. Miss Jerabel, want to say something before we end the presentation?
No, I just want to say thank you, everyone, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience and to share all this information with you. Please search for Stanley College on Facebook, follow us on Facebook to keep yourself up to date with what's going on. If you can find me, I think add me, any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, there's Yiran here. I'm sure she's more than capable of answering your questions as well.
Yes.
So, and take care, please. Take care and stay safe. And hopefully this pandemic will be over before we know it.
Yeah. So I want to say happy. What is it? Have an enjoyable winter, Miss Jerabel. I hope I can play winter. I can play snow someday. So thanks for your presentation. It's all what is that? It's all covered about the information about the Stanley College and also about the Perth, especially about the beaches, your scuba diving. It's so lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, for everyone, if you want to rewatch our video today, you can access it in our YouTube channel. It's Best Partner Education YouTube channel. So you can rewatch it and then like take some important notes about Stanley College. So see you on top. See you again, Miss Jerabel. So I will end the presentation. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
Terima kasih, Miss Jerabel.
Nice to meet you too.